I think we're live. Let's see. Yes, we are. See the peeps in the chat. Okay. Good there. Close that one out. Put this one back. Where he suggests me is in use. Got the peeps in the chat. Everybody saying what's up. Can't keep up with it. It's too many. Too much shit going across the screen.
Yeah. You can't even, to keep up with anything that's going on out there. It's too rapid. It's rapid fire, huh? Oh, are you there? Yes, folks, we have technical difficulties going on. Uh-oh.
Weird.
What? Oh, really? Oh.
It was like this, once you connect to YouTube, it's like this, you're live streaming now from Zoom. Okay, or cancel or something. So I just hit the X on the little message. I don't, didn't hit anything. And it took the whole thing out. I'm like,
did it bring you to Twitter?
When you hit the X? No X. Yeah, no X Twitter. No X. See, there we go. Got people coming in. A lot of people here. Awesome. I left the building and I have re-entered the building. Yep. So yeah, it's been what, about a month or so, I think.
I think probably last, 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, something like that, a little more than that, I think.
Yeah.
Because I was gone for about 3 weeks.
I know. Yeah, you were vacationing.
Yeah, you call it that if you want.
Working on the chain gang.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us some highlights?
Yeah. Yeah, me and my buddy Bill went to New Mexico and flew the plane out there for the first time. So pretty uneventful, worked great. Everything's worked as it should, no problems. And we had days that were like 104, 103, 105. And, you're down low, at the, I was going to say sea level. We're not at sea level. We're about 5,000 foot elevation in the town, a couple of towns over there. And wind is, it's rare that the wind's not blowing at least to some degree out there. And that wind would blow even a little bit. And it was just like, oh my God, it's like someone has a hot hair dryer right in my face and body and just everything. Just you get out of the car or going to the house or whatever you're doing in and out. And it's just awful. And then you climb up on the mountain, you start getting some more elevation. And it's like, oh, the temperature is not quite, as bad up here. Believe it or not, because I'm thinking, well, we may have to get out there, start working early in the morning, maybe stay till lunchtime, 12 o'clock or something, 11, 12, and then just see ya, too hot, let's get down and just do each day like that, digging out there. And surprisingly, when we get up there, I'm like, it's actually not real bad up here, like surprisingly not bad. So we started staying longer.
Since I'm a northern boy, what's considered not bad?
Like not really sweating, even though it's dry climate, you do sweat out, you can sweat out there, but not like humid Florida. It's just, the wind would blow up there and it was like, oh, that's actually kind of a cool breeze up here. Because, you're at elevation, way up there. And even when the wind wasn't blowing, just standing out there was like, this really isn't that bad, especially if you're not standing like directly in the sun. And there's lots of trees and stuff around us and walls and things side of this mountain. And yeah, so we're heading to this area, our normal area, and then we go to an area that's not far from there. And he's like, let's check out that other. Remember, me and you were going to come here one time and just do this other thing around here. And I go, yeah. I go, I mean, if you want to stop, we're going to stop progress here. He's like, yeah, let's go do it. So I was all right. So we're heading to this other area, and it's not too far. So we're heading over there, and he's like, I seen him looking up like this kind of a crack up in the wall, and he's just sitting there for a minute, and man, you seen this? Gosh, I like it almost has footholds. You can kind of see like hand on footholds. Like, if you could get up there, I wonder if there's it looks like there's a ledge up there. Maybe it goes back in. I said, I've droned that a while, like back in, I think 2019 or so at some point. And I go, I remember getting the drone close to that, but you can't get it in the crack and then like put it in and look. It's it won't let you get that close. The drone will just stop. And I'm like, yeah, I've been wanting to kind of look at that. So
I got
I'm
a quick
like, well,
question.
yeah.
Quick question. Are you using these Ukrainian drones? Is that the issue?
No Ukrainian drones.
Okay,
DJI.
I just need to clarify that. All right.
Yeah, DJI Mavic is the drone, and these things are easy to fly too. So, anyways, I get up there with myself, and I'm like, okay, I'll just kind of, because there's like two pieces of the mountain that like kind of come apart, so you can kind of put your arms up like this and like pull yourself up, and then once you're up a bit, then you can put your foot and hands like on these little foothold things or whatever they are, just cut out parts of the mountain. And I'm like, so I'm up there, and of course I've already seen what I can see, so I'm like, I'm not worried about a rattlesnake yet or anything like that. But I'm like, okay, it's summer, it's hot, they could be out for sure. We usually go when it's cold outside, and they're here. We hadn't seen any, and I'm like, I'd rather keep it that way. And then so Woo Dude, several days, really, about a week before that, he just, I told him like, hey, I'm out here in New Mexico again, and he just says one thing: watch out for the rattlesnake. Thinking, why did he say, like, normally you tell someone look out for rattlesnakes? He says, watch out for the rattlesnake. So of course, while we're working our site, I'm like, let me go first because I have better eyes than you, and I've got this walking stick that I'm just gonna be banging around in front of me as we go. And we had some snake chaps too, but we didn't always wear them. I'm like, well, with this stick out in front of me, if something's gonna strike, it'll hit that or at least warn us. So, anyways, nothing ever happened. So we get up to this crack, and I'm like, all right, I'm the skinny guy, I'm the small guy. Let me get up there. And I'm like, okay, there's a little ledge up here just to my right, higher than my head, so I can't see what's up there. But as much noise I've been making, there's, if there's a snake, it should have said, rattled by now. And I didn't have my stick at that time. So I'm like, so I'm banging on the wall, I'm just making noise, and nothing happened. So I like stick my hand up there real quick, and I put it back down. Nothing. Stick it up there, put it back down. Nothing. 3 times. Nothing. Okay, well, if there was a snake, it would, certainly let me know it was there. So I peek up there, nothing there. Okay. Now the ledge we want to look into is, again, another couple feet, or maybe not a couple, about 18 inches higher than my head now. But I can go up and look. I'm at the point where I can stand up and look in there to see, does this thing go in, or does it just stop right here? And I don't even have my head all the way up yet. I'm just starting to, my hands are still down by me, and I'm like just starting to get in a position to start looking up. I start moving up, and then I just hear the yes. I just basically let go of my feet, legs, and my arms off the wall. And this is not some nice smooth wall, it's a mountain.
It wasn't.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, I can show you some stuff, but it's already healed up pretty good, so I come sliding down. I scratched all this up over here up. My head was a nice big scratch, bleed. It was all a little bit bloody, because I just maybe bonked my head or something on the way down. I got down so fast, I was like lightning. My friend Bill's like, "Oh my God, I thought you lost your balance and you were falling." He goes, "I was about to just take the brunt of you falling on me." And I go, "No," I said, "There's a rattlesnake." He didn't hear it yet. And so once I shut up and sat there, he could hear it. But it sounded like it was in there a good ways, wasn't close. So, but it warned us. I go, son of a bitch. I go, all right, tomorrow I'm going to get a pole or something. We'll stick the GoPro camera up there, and I'll just spin it and look. I'll put a flashlight on there too, just to see. So we did. And it just went back a little bit, and that was it. It's this small ledge, nothing to get excited about. So anyways, yeah, wasn't my first rattlesnake encounter. I had a rattlesnake encounter back in October once there at a different area, but this trip, it was there, and it was letting me know.
Yeah.
So the guy's like, okay, we're done with that.
before you go on, I want to really thank you for never inviting me on these trips because I want to give you a heads up. Don't ever ask me, okay? If you want me there, videotape it, all right?
Well, once I finally get in, you might want to, like, once I show you hopefully what's in there, you might say, okay, I got to get up and see that. All right, follow me. I got a special path for you.
Yeah.
For you older guys that can't climb too well.
Either that, I'll just say take good pictures, all right?
Yeah, fair enough.
I know my limitations. Holding my body up like this. Yeah, I don't think so, dude.
Yep.
It sounds like fun though for you.
Yeah, I told my Patreon members that look, long ago, I said when I get out there, if I'm lucky and we get onto something one of these days, I was like, I'm gonna make Santa Claus make it rain on your XRP bags or something, just because you guys are out here supporting me on Patreon. So just as a token of gratitude and thanks, if I find something, I'll sprinkle a little magic Woo Dude Santa Claus dust on you of XRP. But I mean, we were out there for nearly 3 weeks and almost daily. We only took a few days off total because you just, you got to park, then you got to hike a ways, you got to climb a ways, you got to do all this stuff to get way the hell out there. And just the trip of driving to even the general area is like over an hour drive. Just, because you're going slow, mountain road, up this thing, down that thing, 2 mile an hour, 3 mile an hour, 1 mile an hour. It's not even really a road, every day. It's like, this is the worst part that sucks the most. Like, I wish we could just camp out up there and do that, but we're not really prepared for that. So anyways, I would. I was out there trying, I would have loved to made a post. Hey guys, get your XRP bags ready.
Yeah.
Your dress is ready. Papa's gonna send you an early Christmas present. But I mean, we were trying like hell. If I don't have any pictures here to show anyways, but man, the amount of material we removed in this one area, it doesn't even make sense. Like we should have hit a wall by now, and we didn't. And I'm going, well, we only got a few more days left. So we, worked a few more days. All right, time to call it. We just have to come back again. You don't know what the person or people did before you, to hide something or whatever. And we were trying to.
You'll probably find them in the cave.
Yeah. Oh, there's the guy. There's the guy. They trapped his ass in here.
Yeah. He never made it out. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Have you ever left there not being hurt?
Yeah, actually, I think most of the time.
No way. Really?
Because usually, like when we would go initially, it was me, JC, and Dave, and then Bill came on one of those trips, which was the end of 2019. Hadn't been back since. Like as far as any of that goes, as far as treasure hunting goes, I haven't been back since. And it's like, man, so me, Dave, and Bill went not too long ago, and then me and Bill went just recently to finish because your girlfriend Julianne's like, you must go in the summer, and you must stay longer than normal. And I can absolutely see why I need to stay longer because there is so much to get out of there, like dirt and whatever to remove. And we still don't know for sure. Like, are you sure there's something there? Well, I can't say yes, but damn it, I'm stuck on it. I'm stubborn, and we have to figure out what is or isn't there. But if I'm going to an area and I'm like, okay, that wall goes down there, and from the above whatever, therefore it should continue. But we're past it 2 feet now. And there's no end in sight. And we even drilled another 18-inch drill bit into just dirt, that's under there to see did it go through, to an opening or whatever. Nope. More of that crap to deal with. So I'm going, okay, we're already past the 2 feet. That's another 1.5 feet. That's 3.5 feet past where there should have been a wall. And there's not. And I'm going, that's kind of, got me to say, well, we need to keep going. But I can see why Julianne's like, yeah, you need to stay longer in the summer. It was, so I was going back. The whole point of that was usually JC and Dave, Dave calls me Jason Foreman. Okay. So I'm Jason Foreman, yeah. But usually you can only get a couple guys there to do something anyway. So 3 of us would be too many to do really anything anyways. But this time it was me and Bill. So I'm like, well, I'll help shovel the crap that he's digging out of there because we're kind of going in. So it's taking a little longer, scrape it out, put it in a bucket, move it out, just nice and, slow and steady, but it wasn't fast getting this material removed. It's very, very tough stuff. And you're only up there with pretty much what you can carry. So it's not like you can bring an excavator or something. It's just not happening.
Yeah. Does anybody in the chat think that's a great way to spend your vacation? I'm just curious if
Oh,
there's any other lunatics out there.
yeah.
Nah, I just suck a margarita next to a beach.
Yeah, well, there was a little place in town, nice restaurant where we'd have a couple drinks every now and then at the end, just because like, good day's work. Let's go have a couple little. He's a beer guy. I'm like a sweet, tasty cherry drink or something. I don't like beer, none of that crap.
Yeah.
Or hard liquor, like by itself. I'm on something that tastes good. Tastes, like a freaking, candy drink or something.
There you go.
That's the Foreman style right there, Jason Foreman.
There you. So where we going tonight, Mr. Joseph?
Yeah, I guess we'll just rattle off some of these questions. I just I'd asked my Patreon, like, hey, send me questions.
You know what we should throw out, because this is YouTube and not your Patreon, is all your Patreon people got the information of that last vision I had that night, and then XRP, everything dropped. Mm-hmm. So if that's okay, is it all right that other people
go for it,
because it's already. So the vision that I gave Joe was in the morning, but I got this vision late the night before, and this is what I saw. It was in cartoon. It was very strange. There were 3 bulls on the front line, and there were 3 bears on the front line. And yeah, they were playing dodgeball. I know it sounds weird, but it is what it is. And then I saw a bear throw a dodgeball, and he hit the bull, and he had to get off. So now it's 3-2. And so, the bulls against the bears. I went, oh God, okay. One of the bulls got knocked out. Right there is just telling me we're going to have a dip. So immediately I took profit. Now understand this. When I take profit, I never sell the whole coin. I took profit on XRP and I took profit on XLM. I bought XRP at 2222. So it was a heck of a profit, but I wanted to secure it. Okay, same with the XLM. But all I took was profit. Okay, my coins are still there. Only profit, I secured it. Because my goal is that if we have this dip, and I'm going to tell you why, that I can take everything that I made a profit and buy a shit ton more and really bring me up. Now, the part that I haven't told you guys yet is that when I stared at this, and I did ask about XRP before all this came to me, why they were playing, I got a view of the back, and there was a big, gigantic bear way in the back, not on the sideline, but in the back. So he wasn't in the game, but he was back there. And then I realized, I go, holy crap. There's only 2 bulls there. There's 3 bears. If this big guy comes in the game, he's going to knock the crap out of the bulls. And then I looked up at the score and I saw 88. I believe that was a representation, because I asked about XRP, that this battle's going to be going on, but the big guy is going to come into the game. All right.
The big bear.
But there's going to be a battle. It needs to break out above 88 cents into the 90s and then start going up. But I really believe that when that happens, I think everything will be going up. I think Bitcoin, XLM, all of them. I think everything will start going. But it's the big bear. So I'm waiting for something big to occur that brings that bear into this circumstance. Other than that, we're just going back and forth. I'm not even playing the game. I'm just sitting there. And what I did is I personally put and you can do what, again, this is just what I'm doing. I'm not suggesting anybody do anything. But what I did is when I took the profit, I actually put it in USD. I didn't put it in stablecoin because there's too many weird things happening.
Yeah, now you may not be able to do that, people, in certain exchanges.
Right. I could do it.
You may not be able to. He can, because he's in America and he uses Coinbase. So Coinbase allows you to put it right into basically your cash account.
Right.
USD account. It's not USDC. It's not USDT. It's not a coin. It's actual US dollars in an
Right.
account. That's what he's talking about.
Right. Instead of putting it in my own personal bank account in a bank. Okay. I want it there. So when this thing happens, whatever is going to happen here, and I really believe, we're going to see something really spread out. And I think the timing that we're looking at of something big, I mean, August 22nd, right, is when they're announcing the BRICS, the gold
I think
back.
that's the date. Yeah.
Yeah, 2-2.
Yeah, of
Right.
course.
Anytime 2-2 shows up or 2-2-2 and anything, I don't care what it is out there. It's kind of like what you and I were talking before. There's so many psychic people that I actually talk to daily that it's like you just need to calm yourself and look around and pay attention, like the butterfly that kept visiting you guys every day. All right.
Yep.
That's abnormal. All right. So you look for these things. It's like it's coming to you. Pay attention. So if you see those numbers, what's it about? And it could be anything. Just read it, and find out what it's about. So right now, it's got to be just going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And it is, after that drop that occurred. So I personally am just sitting there. Okay. And I know people ask about Shiba or Doge. I'm in them. I haven't done anything with it. Okay. I really believe that whatever is going to happen will affect pretty much every crypto. That's my gut.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I did a month and a half ago, I think it was a month and a half ago, I sold all my ADA. I sold every bit of it. And I put it into XLM when it had that major drop, and I got it like at, I think, 7 cents. Okay. So obviously when we had this hit, I went, that was a great move. So I'm no longer even in that. All right. But I felt that was, when I get these things, I don't have time to tell you. I just get this feeling and I just do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like in the earlier years, I could give you a crypto to the hour, or while it's doing it, I could say, hey, this is going to happen. And it does, because they're talking to me right now. It's more of a feeling because we're dealing with so much stuff that's really, really going on around the world. And when it comes to silver and gold, I think you're all waiting, just like me, for this scenario with Russia, okay, and the war. It's going to spread out. It's absolutely going to spread. All right. And I really believe that's when things will go crazy. And maybe you'll hit that mark you've been looking for, with your XRP. Me, because I made great profit already. If I see it in the 30s, I'm buying, because I made enough profit. I don't have to worry. I just gotta just set it off to the side, and XLM, if I see that sucker go down to 10, I'll probably scoop it, even though I bought lower. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be greedy here. I want to be part of the run when it really runs. But the only thing that's holding it back is this thing that's going on. But I thought that was a good vision with bulls against the bears. I thought that was very, very interesting. And it worked, because the next morning it had dropped when I told you I had that night. I don't think me calling you at, like, I don't know what time it would be in Mexico after taking holes all day. Oh, thanks, Woo Dude. I'm not even in that. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like wake up call.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching, of course, stuff, but nothing really happening. It's like you said, just a little bit up, a little bit down, up, down. There's really not much happening.
I think whatever's going to really happen, the war is blowing up in Africa.
Yep.
I mean, if you go back and look at World War II or one, you can see how sides are coming together, and where it's going to go. And this is what we're all watching. Will it turn into a world war? I believe it's already there now. With the things that have happened in the United States and other places. Come on, these are
Yeah, and
not.
all those African nations, they seem to be siding with Russia, of course.
Yeah, and now
And
they'll have
France
a
is like,
war
well,
there.
we don't,
Yeah.
they're was it Niger? They're like, yeah, we're these agreements we have with you. See ya. And France is like, no, no, can't do that. And they're like, well, yeah, we can. And now France, of course, is getting ready. It's not like
Well,
they're
you
getting ready
think
to
about
invade
it.
them or do something.
Anybody that's connected with NATO is out causing trouble.
Yeah,
And it's all about the dollar, the gold backing. And if the past comes forward to the future, then it's about to get really heavy between now and the 22nd, whatever it may be, So it's called hang on to your britches. We've all been waiting. Hopefully a lot of you licked some of that ice cream and just secured your profit. Even if you don't need it now, it's sitting there. And you can do one or two things. It's secured. And then if you need it for other things, then take it. If you don't, then you hang on for the next best move. But at least, protect yourself. I mean, the XRP. I mean, let's think about it, right? Year to date, XRP is up the most out of any crypto coin that there is. I think it's up 69%, something like that, off of its drop. Okay, there's nothing. Bitcoin, Ethereum, nobody's up 69%. So, it's paying off. But do I believe that it's going to go to the moon? Yeah, I really do. But I think we have to have some things solidify for that to occur. So, I'm not nearly, saying I took that and I'm done with it now. No. I am not. So I'm still in that. But I know a lot of people have asked. I know your Patreon people got that information, but I figure a lot of people that are out here did
it's
not.
sort of happened now, so we can spill the beans.
Yeah. And it is what it is. All right, so let her rip. I wanted to get that out there anyways.
Yeah, some you I'll see and go, well, you kind of already covered that, Yeah, because it's the first question. Is there any clarity on whether we go up first, then down first, crypto market?
Well, think of it this way. Every day we're going up and down.
Yeah.
All right. And to that person, I really, really believe that if the big bear gets involved and you look at the other visions, that there's going to be such a hell of a shakeup. Everything's got to drop. Everything. It's got to. But it's like a shock. All right. And it can be really quick. So, you got to be ready. And will you be able to pull the trigger when it happens? That's why I've never left it. Okay. With my insecurities, with my capabilities with the computer, I just as so said, I'm a patient guy. And just hang on. But like I said, I really believe if we look at the past and everything that's happened from Gaddafi on down.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all related around gold. So, we're here and things are amping up, Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't have my dream about Bitcoin, going up, I would be thinking, well, I think that bear is going to come into play and I'm just going to sit on the sidelines and wait for those low prices. And ultimately, I think it would hit. But because I got that dream, I go, oh, maybe they're telling me to, there's a trade you could get into potentially before this happens. And I'm like, wow, I never get anything on Bitcoin. That was the first time. And it was weird because I was downstairs and I was a little tired. It was the middle of the day and I'm just like, you should go take a nap right now. Okay. So I did. And very end of the nap, boom, I saw it. That big old giant ice cream cone at the end. Like this whole screen, this matches a big old ice cream cone.
Yeah.
It's like, lick your
We
ice
know
cream.
what that means.
Yeah. Big ice cream cone, big licking, take it and look out below. So
yeah. Well, you got to, but you got to look at that stuff, but also understand that you're dealing. I know some people don't believe in it, but I do. in timelines because we got free will. And depending on what happens, it could change that. But, you write it all down, you look at it, and then chew on it a while. Look at what it is, what's going on, because things change. They just do. And we're living in such an incredible environment now, and it's going to get a lot worse that we have to pay attention. It's kind of like, the information that's been going out there. It's like whenever the government says they're going to do something, it creates a panic in people, right? It does. So how they sent out there that they're going to outlaw generators. First of all, why would you outlaw a generator? Think about it.
Of all things,
one reason.
Yeah, for of all things.
Well, there isn't. So do you think that, this is my gut, they purposely did that, somebody with the powers purposely did that as a last ditch effort to get people off their butts to get generators?
Yep.
That's the way I looked at that.
Yeah. Like, hey, you create a false panic. Oh, we gotta go get those before they run out, before we can't get them, in order for you to get them.
Absolutely. And I think you have to read between the lines and go, okay, because it makes no common sense to make generators illegal. I mean,
right.
It makes no sense. So you have to go the opposite and think, shit, they're trying to give us a heads up of something that they understand. All right, kind of like what's going on here. I think it's going on 2 years with the photos I gave you of the planet, right? That I took from the F-150.
Yeah.
And it's happening more and more. And I really believe actually right now, more and more people are getting pictures of planets. And that's why I said they always called it the crossing of the planets with an S. That we're dealing with more than one. And so in turn, it's going to create havoc around the world. It's not just America, around the world. And this is where we're going to have unbelievable floods, which we're having. Just crazy ass. I told you in the winter that this was going to happen in the summer. Okay.
Yeah.
And it is. The temperature.
Hot summer too. You definitely told us about.
It's horrible, and then the people that are getting hit with these unbelievable storms. We're going to have water issues.
Somebody had said Richard, aka Woo Dude's predictions regarding the storms in Europe is right on the money. It hit my region right into the harvest season. My question is, how bad will it be? Well, you said it's going to get a lot worse. It's
going to get a lot worse. Okay, I hate to say it, but it is. And I don't care where you are in the world, you're going to be dealing with something. And I'm going to reiterate this again. I've said it a few times. I'm going to say it again. Get yourself some cheap masks. Okay, you go down to Walmart, you get those masks. You're going to need them. All right, and
not necessarily for a virus.
Excuse me.
Not necessarily for a virus.
No, absolutely not. It's for everything but that. Yeah. Okay. That we're going to be needing these things. All right. So things are going to become more and more unstable. That's why we're having the earthquakes. The sun's going crazy. It's heating up our core because of this. And so what happens? All the lava starts moving around. Everything's getting weird. It's coming up to the surface. And, we're going to have more fires, but we're going to be dealing with a lot of stuff. And, but, I try to say to people, this is not the end of the world. Okay. The object is to be aware, and wherever you are, pay attention. We're all going to be dealing with different things. And please don't forget the sleeping cells.
Sleeper cells, yeah.
Someone
had asked about that.
All right.
Someone asked, is that still in play, or is that?
You bet your butt. Absolutely. We're going to have issues. And that goes back to when I said I saw fires in the cities. Now, yep, since then we've had fires in the cities. I really believe it's going to be a lot more. Okay. And I think everybody's waiting for something to occur. And then you're going to realize that we have an issue here in the United States. But I think most of your listeners already know that. And depending on where you are, some will have to deal with more of it than others. It just is, you know.
Yeah. So there's some people who are not quite sure what that means, sleeper cells. So let me just
tell the vision.
Yeah. So first of all, a sleeper cell is essentially a terrorist group. It could be anybody, any group that decides to be a terrorist group. And they're sleeper cells. They're like hidden behind the scenes. You don't know they're there. And a sleeper cell comes into your country, and there's little cells of these people everywhere, and they start acting together. Essentially, this one's going to strike over there. That one's going to strike over here. This one's going to do something in that state. This one's going to do something in that state or that area. And they basically, it's kind of a coordinated attack, or maybe even uncoordinated, really. But it's just a bunch of them deciding it's go time. Let's start doing our plan. So he had a vision where he was in front of some bars, like jail bars. And as he walked by and looked into these cells, he saw like one had some Chinese people in it. Another one had some, maybe some European people. Another one had some Islamic looking people. Some other one had some Mexican looking people, etc. And one by one, he just heard like the sound of God clapping, bang, time to wake up. And in all these cells, these people were sleeping. So one clap, boom, time for them to wake up. Another clap, boom, time for those guys to wake up. That was the vision he got. So, I mean, as soon as he told me, I was like, oh, I know exactly what that is. Sleeper cells, it's go time. They're waking up, time to go. And it was after that, if you think about it, we first started seeing these train derailings.
That's right.
It was after you said that. And we had a whole crap ton of train derailings, and there's still been a few even recently. Kind of think of it. Then we had the one that was a derailing, but then they blew the whole effing thing up. And like, why'd they do that? What was on that train? That was a weird one. I think that was in Ohio. But nonetheless, that was kind of the start of it. But that's not to say that, oh, that's the end of it. They did their thing with the trains. It's over. Because then we also had these simultaneous fires from Canada, especially in other areas, but especially Canada, that affected even as far down as you, I think, for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we've had smoke coming through here. Yeah.
Yep. And again, they're looking at the timing and go, wow, these fires, almost appear to be done simultaneously in, this huge area of Canada. That's not normal. You would have one fire start and it would spread, not that one, like all at the same time. And they thought that was strange. So we've got those two things already, and, you called that way in advance. So I guess to answer the question, are they done? The answer is no.
No, not even close to it. No, we are going to be dealing with this, and you're right on the money about the trains. Okay. And when you see, besides that, after I said that, if I remember right, isn't that when a lot of our factories that do the meat, the canning, we lost quite a few of them, didn't we?
Those were first, actually. I think that was a lot of that was during COVID.
Yeah.
And but I thought there was some more recently.
Yeah.
Chicken, bird flu, chicken, kill all these chickens. Because one thing tested positive. Yeah, I gotta wipe them all out. Okay. And so a couple of those got on fire too. So again, I guess it's fire related, but nonetheless, same thing.
Yeah, obviously you've got to realize that they're trying to eliminate as much food and things like this from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when you think of these other countries that have even Ukraine, when they swapped out and put this guy in charge over there, that they were having a color revolution. Everywhere you go, it's a color revolution. And people say, well, what do you mean, black against white? No, it's anybody against everybody. So the whole key is to create such an uproar within a country itself that people won't come together. Because if they all come together, they'll say, hey, we have a problem here. But they get you so
we have one enemy in common.
Bango. Now, I had sent you something. I didn't read the whole article that was sent to me, but it had something to do with not Homeland Security, the space, the
Space
Space Force.
Force.
Did
Yep.
you read that?
Yeah. So I've already heard about a different article that was talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Space Force. So they're alleging Trump, again, this third indictment, all this nonsense. And it's funny, he says, I need a fourth one. I need one more to win the next election or something like that's what he said. The hell does that mean? I need one more. Well, that's going to come from Georgia, I'm sure. But Space Force, and they're not saying how, but Space Force somehow has some information on the 2020 election that Trump can now use because of the charges they brought against him. And he couldn't use it unless this happened the way it did. So, and I remember Entheos was like, God bless Space Force. Like, God, those guys, that whole thing is thank God for Space Force. But he would never, that's all he would say. Well, why? What do you mean thank God for them? Why? What are they doing? What he won't say. But we see that something is attached to the election. So maybe it's possible, well, we're Space Force and satellites, anything in space comes under our jurisdiction. And by the way, all that voting stuff did hit some satellites and come back down and tell you your totals. And we intercepted all that data. And here's what we have to say. It could be something like that.
Yeah. Well, that lady being interviewed was a high mucky muck within the Space Force that was being interviewed, and she said they have everything. And
nothing can stop what's coming. That's why they keep saying that.
Yeah,
they have it all
in more than one way. And
yeah,
when you think about it, if the T-Man stayed in, all these other people want to be exposing themselves.
right.
Remember, the tree of evil got to expose the roots, because there's no way that they would show themselves from judges on down. You know who they are in every single state. So when the shit really hits the fan, the lone wolves will be feeding, may I say. So it has to happen the way it is. And it has to get so disgusting that I don't give a shit if you're a Republican, Democrat, or an independent. It doesn't matter. When it gets so disgusting that you'll just say, this is so wrong. Well, that has to happen. Because if he had stayed in, remember those cities that were just...
Oh, yeah. It would have been a little mini civil war.
What would have happened? That's what would have happened.
Yep.
And I really think that they're trying to do it in a way to keep a lid and control, that no matter who you are, that you can go, yeah, we really do have a problem here.
Well, remember when people would always ask, do you think he's coming back? Do you think he's coming back? And you would always say, I'm not changing what Spirit told me.
Right.
He said he never left.
Right.
And again, if you look back at some of those executive orders that he signed, it's quite possible that what you said is actually true.
Yeah. Well, there's no other way that he could be doing this.
He's out there enjoying himself.
The White House.
3 indictments, and a fourth one coming. He said, need a fourth one. He's out there rallying, partying, just loving life. And I remember Tori saying, everything else is like the fog of war. It's noise. Just listen, and look at your president, meaning Trump. And if your president is happy and enjoying himself, that should tell you all you need to know. Don't listen to the news. Don't listen to this the current government. You just listen to your president, Trump, talk. And if he's happy, you should be happy. If he's enjoying life, you should enjoy life, because he's basically giving you the hint that, in my mind, you're just watching a TV show. Yeah. And it's got to play out in a way that's not going to be too fun for most of us, but it has to happen. We got to clean up this nasty mess.
It's so deep. And, you're not just talking about the control of the U.S. You understand you're talking to control of all those other countries.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. That are controlled. And so it all comes out. And I think when that dream comes to total fruition, when I was in the hospital with the fight and everything, that every inch of that pretty much has happened.
Mhm.
Okay. But then we're going to have some more background to it with the missiles in the teeth and an F-16 in the mouth, and things like this. So, you just got to sit back and go, okay, hang on to your britches, but don't dig a freaking hole and live in it. Live life.
Right.
I don't believe you should go out and dig holes like Snippy, but
Or get bit in the head with the rattlesnake, or almost.
as I said, watch out for the cave-in. Watch out for the cave-ins.
Yeah, watch out for the rattlesnake. Why is he just saying it like there's only going to be one? Of course, I'm okay if it's just one. I don't want to be running across any of these damn things. And I'm like, well, maybe there's these little guns, pistols, and there's one called the Taurus Judge, and there's a Smith & Wesson Governor, they call it, and they're basically the same. It's a pistol, a revolver, and I think the Taurus is a 5-shot, the other one's a 6-shot, but they can not only shoot a 45 caliber bullet, they can also shoot a 410 shotgun shell.
Hmm.
So you can load them up with shotgun shells like a number 6 or 7 or even a 9-shot, and boom, it has a nice spread pattern. So a little small game, like a snake, you don't have to aim perfectly, just point at it and pull the trigger. So I'm like, let me go see if I can find one. So this one gun store in town, yeah, we've got the Taurus Judge in stock. We got a couple of them. Oh, okay. And I'm like, what time do you close? I'm just coming off the mountain. I'm like, I might be able to make it. Well, are you from around here? I go, no, I'm from Florida. Oh, well, you can't buy it anyways. Why not? You have to have a New Mexico driver's license to buy a gun in New Mexico.
You should have told me you were from Chicago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Come. Yeah. We don't even have. Yeah. You don't check nothing. Just come on and
No,
take it.
let's seriously think about that. Can you think that one rattlesnake? He's up there, relaxing, enjoying the day, and then all of a sudden, the top of a head comes up, up and down, and he's going.
It's a shiny bald head at that.
Yeah, he's going. What is this shit? I could just picture your head bobbing up and down. No, listen, somebody please find him a Waldo hat, with the red and white, so we can always hunt for Snippy. Where's Snippy? There's the red hat.
Yeah, the little white and red lines.
That poor rattlesnake. He's going, what the hell?
It was gone the next day. It was like, I'm out of here. I don't know what the hell that was, but I left. I put that camera up there and I'm banging it all over the place, and that thing was gone.
He says, all I wanted was a little sun. Come on.
He's up there sunning his rattlesnake balls.
In
Cliff High.
eyes, I just kept thinking, you had a Bob up and he's like, something's wrong here. Sucker's hanging off your forehead.
He probably saw his reflection right off of it. Another snake was coming in on his territory. But I will tell you, just doing something or walking or whatever, and you hear that sound, that is a frightening sound to hear that rattle. Because
that's my climbing up a mountainside.
Yeah. The already crappy terrain to start with that you can't just back off. I had slid down and just sliced my arms up real good.
Just for shits and giggles, I would have brought some. What do you call those things?
Maracas.
When you're up there,
we've been playing. I've been jamming with the snake. You're looking good, just like a snake in the grass. Oh no. What kind of line is that, anyways? You're looking good like a snake in the grass.
He must have been laughing his ass off. Yep, there he goes. There goes another one.
Yeah, he's like, I'm back here.
You don't like my music?
Yeah. No thanks.
Oh my God, that's funny shit though. What other questions do
you see Theta hitting over 15 or $20 in the next bull run?
Okay. And I've had this for quite a while, and I know you know what I'm gonna say. I kept seeing a ping pong going back and forth. And I looked up at the score, and it was 9/11. Now I hope they don't. That doesn't mean that it's going to crash like 9/11, but I believe that between 9 and 11 is a great place to take profit. See, a lot of people should have taken just your
Sure.
profit. You could have stayed in the game. Just secure some profit. That's the biggest thing going forward. When this happens, Jesus, secure some of it. All right. And then you don't feel that bad. When it comes down and down, you've
Right.
secured more than what you've put in. So, you're ahead. But so that's what I felt about that.
Okay. Are we still on the Hunter Biden timeline?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Unequivocally.
So
Absolutely.
people want to know if Biden will be here for 2-4, and when this thing happens with the Hunter Biden is when I saw. Now understand, all I saw was the back of Biden walking away. So again, you can interpret it many ways, but my
Sure.
feeling is that would be the point that I can't handle this, or it's a way to push him out of the way, whatever. And that's a really big event if it happens. And Joe knows what it is, and he knows he's not supposed to say anything, because if you do, I really believe it would create a serious problem in more than one way, if you know what I'm saying, Joe.
No thanks.
So it's like, and do I need somebody saying, "Oh, you got it right, you got it"? Doesn't matter.
People want to know your top 3 crypto picks, that if you had to pick just 3 coins, what would they be? And like if you had to sit on them and wait for them to jump up and then sell them. Like,
and this is
just the top 3 coins.
This is not financial advice. All right. You're talking to Woo Dude. You're just gonna fly by the seat of your pants. XRP, XLM. And I really think that for the biggest runs, I gotta say Bitcoin Cash.
Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah. I made a good profit on that one, but I'm looking to buy back in again if it drops back down. I got in at almost like 100, like $99 or something. It's a stupid price, but I thought
it had a nice run up. It did have a nice run up.
Yeah. So I mean, there's so many little coins. I told you, I'm still in Sheep. I'm still in Doge. I'm still in all those. And like anything, and Joe and we told everybody. Spirit told me that was a cash register.
Yep.
And not to hang on, but go in and out, in which we did. And I would say we did pretty good. You did really good. Yeah.
There she is.
See that helicopter?
There she is.
Bought 2 of them.
That was incredible, man.
Yeah, but again, I think a lot of these small things, some people are in them pretty heavy, that the multiples will happen so quickly. Just please don't think it's just going up and up forever. Lick some freaking ice cream. Please don't be greedy. You could change your whole life. It's like all these people, you think the IRS will go away by 2024? I start checking. Well,
yeah, someone had to, that was one of the questions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, hey, I pay my taxes. I don't screw around. I make money on cryptos. I pay what I pay. All right. It's all part of it. And when everything changes, well, then that's a whole nother world then. Right. So, but if it's breaking my heart. So many people actually didn't take profits because they didn't want to pay taxes.
Yeah.
That's freaking nuts.
Yeah. Now their portfolios are way down. It would have been better for you to lick that ice cream, take the profits, pay your taxes, pay off your car, buy whatever, and then go, oh, wow, crypto market's dumping, and all that's done. And I took advantage of it, at least to some level.
That's right. And yet you are in a comfort zone. It's kind of like how relaxed you are, Joe. Other people like freaking out. It's because you never did that. Your time is coming. I really believe, something is going to happen either around the 22nd or it could be this week, or a little after. But, I think we all just have to look at the past that anybody who thinks they're going to go on a gold standard. But, and remember when I said that there'll be two financial systems before it even happened? And I said the East will do better than the West.
At first, yeah, initially.
That's right. And I said, until they come together. So there is a coming together. All right. And how long that will last, I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, all that strange shit's happened. I said there'd be a great earthquake. Right? And well, that happened where? Right? Turkey. Great earthquake. And then there'd be a separation. Well, separation occurred between the East and the West. And we're seeing, you know, the fulfillment of two financial systems. You pretty much, even without them going any farther with the BRICS, you got two financial systems right now. We already do. It's just, I think it'll be more legalized, or however they're going to promote it. It's interesting. It really is. You know, it's a crazy time. But on the other hand, you know, the funny part of it is none of us get out of here alive. So get over that shit. All right. And understand you're probably one of the greatest times for humanity to see such change, you know, to our earth. Okay. But to everything here. And at least when you cross over, you'll have something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, oh, yeah, I slaved my life away and that was it. No, we're going to see incredible stuff. So this is not a sprint. It's a marathon race.
Yep.
And during this, you're going to have to make adjustments. And each one of us a little different. Europe's different than us and vice versa. You know, it is what it is.
Non-crypto question, this one. What can we do this side for our spirit guides? To phrase it another way, what can we do?
Thank them
to
every
give appropriate
day. Thank them every day I wake up, and it is a ritual for me, is I step out of my front porch and I look up at the sky. I really do this. And I thank God, the creator being, source, for giving me my breath. And I really do. I really say it, just like, thank you. And then I just thank all the guides. I thank the Christ. I thank everybody for all the blessings. So even though we have tragedy in our lives and things that are going on, just to be alive and understand that we have everlasting life, but it's our spirit. Remember, the physical body is no different than a car. That helps you get around town. All right. So, I mean, it's a blessing to be here. You just got to look and connect in that manner, but give thanks, you know, and realize that even if you're going through a rough time, you're still very blessed, because you could be in some of these war-torn areas that is just horrible, horrible,
yeah,
you know, and they don't care about humanity. They just care about money. They don't care about anything else. And that's sad. Don't be like that. Be thankful, you know, enjoy life.
Do you see another pandemic on the horizon?
Yes. But I told you back with the COVID that there's going to be an iguana that'll turn around. The chameleon turns into iguana, and the iguana is really going to bite you. Yeah. But I believe that we're going to have issues, not one, but several, that'll be coming from different directions. Yeah.
Issues of pandemic nature or different? Pandemic plus something else, different.
Yeah, well, I think there'll be things added to it that will not be in their control.
Okay.
It's kind of like, I know right now out there, everybody is weather warfare. And I laugh. I go, no, it's not. Can they do that? Yeah. But the effects that we're all seeing are effects from the sun that is being affected by the crossing of the planets. And there's a lot of them. And as they come in and out or close, we're going to have issues. We are going to have issues. And, the sun is acting wacky. All right. But it is because of this. But I told everybody that this was going to happen 2 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot, well, actually longer now, and like I tell people, I would rather be 2 years early to give you a warning than 1 day late.
I remember you had a vision of the blue hats on our soil.
Yeah.
So someone was asking basically, do you think we're going to have basically a war or any kind of thing like that on our soil?
Yes. Yes, I do. I believe they're going to try to come in. But, I really believe that our country will be under severe distress with everything that's going on, weather-wise, and also the, I'll call it the color revolution, the separation of everybody in the sleeping cells. And my gut is we're going to see certain states that'll try to call in the blueheads. I really do. And that they'll figure out a way to try to do it.
Both states being blue states?
Well,
Or not necessarily.
Yeah. So it's going to, that was really, I've had that one for a long time.
Yeah, they reminded you about that not too long ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I know for the longest time, I was thinking aliens, blue heads, and then I think it was like 2 years after I had that channel, that was during a channel that I was channeling the council, that I got that information, and I was taken off guard on it. Wow. But then it came in clarity what they were really showing me were blue helmets. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. But remember what they also said to me is shoot straight because they're going to try to kill all of you.
That's what they said?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You realize that we have more weapons in this country, guns, than probably the whole world. Think about it. We really do.
Have a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've just spotted an additional snake killer.
Oh. All I know in Vietnam, the Viet Cong really kick ass by hiding, coming up and popping your ass.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do I believe any of that could change? Yeah, but it's been with me too long. And with everything that I'm watching that's happening in our borders, I'm going, Jesus, this makes sense now. Where back then it didn't make sense. But it's like anything. Sometimes you have to wait for certain things to happen with imagery that you get. And that's why I say when you get visions or dreams, when you like wake up to go to the bathroom, then you come back. Ooh, that's the great time in between that, where all of a sudden something will come through and you have to chew on it for a little while. You know that, Joe. You just have to, Yeah. Yeah. But it's a very interesting time, and it's going to be very disruptive. Anybody thinks that in a day or a week everything's going to become rosy? It can't. It can't. It's too deep. It's too deep. And I don't know how many. What's the estimate? How many people have come over the border now? Has anybody?
Oh, I don't even know. It's still stupid high.
Isn't it in the millions?
That's here. That already has. I'm sure. Yeah.
So think about it. Holy sheets.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Where are they all? Yeah. Where are they? What are they doing?
Create havoc. Yeah.
Yep. In a heartbeat.
Yeah. Absolutely.
One final thing on questions. Digibyte still a good coin or no?
Boy, I haven't looked at that in a long time.
The old horse out of the blue.
Yeah, I know. Boy, we did well.
We did good on that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think we did about 8-9 trades with Digibyte. Coming in, making the money, coming out, coming in, coming out. Yeah, that was another beautiful one. Oh, that was that one that that was the old horse out of the blue.
Yeah.
When I first met you, Spirit wanted to prove to you that I was the real deal. You know, I go, what are you going to do? Tell them it's going to happen at 4:00.
Yeah. Right on the effing money. Right on the
I'll
time.
never forget as I'm watching you live on live. I go, oh shit. I said, you got your little things up there. I go, uh-oh. Well, you know what? It's 3:58. Nothing's happening. And then at 4:00, the look on your face. I'll never forget that.
Like, no effing way. No way. And it happened. And I'm like, I remember when you said it, I go, I got to drop my kids off. But I'm going, that gives me about 2 or 3 hours, whatever it was, 2 or 3 hours until that time. And I go, oh, I better go post this on Patreon. As soon as I park the car and let them out, I'm just going to do a quick post. And, because I want to get them to them in advance, they don't have too much time. And then later on it hit. Just couldn't even believe that.
Yeah, that was crazy. But, when they want, it certainly isn't me being gifted. It's them giving it to me.
Right.
I'm just a dude.
Of the woo. Yeah,
well, that's how you introduced me. This guy is really woo. And he's a dude. You were the one who invented woo, dude. You're the man.
Yeah, that's true. So if any of you guys want readings, a couple of people are asking, does he only take PayPal? I don't have PayPal. But I think that's all
that's it. Yeah. And my feeling is most people know somebody that uses PayPal, then call them up. Hey, put this and I'll give you the money, whatever. And I do that for accounting purposes, to be honest with you. Because technology
tracks everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And people say, well, they're so bad. Listen, they're all bad. Okay. It is what it is. And it's more of just seamless, simple, at the end of the year, you file it with your taxes, everything's there, documented, the whole 9 yards, no screwing around, because I just stay on the up and up. And that's like people that want to do trades. No. I just don't want to go down that road. There's no reason to.
Right. Just make it simple. PayPal.
Yeah. At my age, it's like, really? I just don't want to deal with it. I hope people can respect it, but that's the only reason. I think soon enough we'll see a time where XRP is doing the bridging, and then you'll feel better.
A lot better. Sure. So if you guys want a reading, go to woowoodude.com. As you can see in his name, bottom left corner of his picture, woowoodude.com. And if you want to join my Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/jsnip4 and see all my woo-ness posts and dreams and stuff or whatever over there. I think we about covered everything that I've, grabbed, and I don't know if there's anything else you feel like saying or need to say, but we've been on a little over an hour.
Yeah, I think everybody needs to be calm as much as you can. And, we have a bumpy road. And this is going to last a while. It just is. And, but you can make it through. Just don't panic, stay calm, and think about what you're doing. Kind of like Joe, when he sticks his head up and down really quick, see if there's a rattlesnake.
Yeah, they'll just stick it up there and leave it. Do a quickie. Catch them off guard.
Yeah. I tell you, I hope somebody sends you a Waldo hat. That would be it. If they do, please, you got to come live so we can have a little chat. Where's Joe? Oh, he's in that plane. Where's he heading?
Yeah, follow Waldo.
Yeah, absolutely. You always got something cool happening. So, we all enjoy it. At least I enjoy it. Makes me laugh.
Well, it's good to stay busy and have stuff to do anyway. So it's kind of good rather than sitting around doing nothing all the time.
Yeah, well, it's ever since you left the jabroni neighborhood back in the day. I mean, the neighbors and their toys.
Total jabron.
But the thing is, see, back then, when people were losing a fortune and this and that, it's the stupid shit that makes everybody laugh. And And that's what people need to do. Don't be so serious, man. Watch some comedy, and enjoy it. Don't don't get all caught up in the hoopla, because then they win. Yeah. Okay, Waldo.
Okay, Mr. Santa.
Wait, I got one more
We
serious
missed
question.
riffraff stories.
Wait, I got one more serious question. This is serious now. Are you able to scramble an omelet on the top of your head when you're out in Mexico?
I haven't tried, but it's probably quite possible. I'm gonna say it's probably quite possible. I think. Although I do have a riffraff story update. Someone's like, "We missed the riffraff stories." My dad. So my dad, he lives on this property. It's not too awfully far from me. He's been there for several years now. The guy turned his house into. The old man was living in the house and then had a bedroom and a bathroom like cut out to rent. So my dad lives there, and he's been there the whole time. So Jabroni was this tall, lanky dude, textbook jabroni kind of guy, just total riffraff. And I've told stories on YouTube about him a few times, to people because I thought they'd find the stories interesting about jabroni. So a while back, it was around the time when that hurricane came through south of us. So, I think when that was, I guess it was late last year. And, it missed us, but of course it still brought plenty of wind and stuff up this way. So we have downed branches and things like that, clean up the yard, everybody was doing it. So my dad goes, okay, I haven't seen jabroni in a while. He goes, but the old man told him, get your garbage lawnmowers off the property. Get your stuff out of here. I don't want them here anymore. And this guy's got some mostly riding mowers that.
So a bunch of them.
And I'm talking like old, rusty, broken, never repair them, throw them away, pay someone to take these things away and get them out of my life. That kind of is what he's sitting on. And he's got them taking up like 5 or 6 of these things, taking up space in the old man's property. So old man's like, whatever the guy's real name is, but my dad calls him Jabroni. Jabroni, get this stuff out of here. So old man is having health problems. His daughter comes and picks him up, take him up north to stay up there now. He's up there for good. So they're like, well, Steve, my dad, you could just stay there, keep renting from us. And then ultimately they got someone to come in, really another jabroni moved in with his wife. And that's a whole nother jabron story, but they're in the main house. So my dad says, you want to know something awesome? I said, what? He goes, remember Jabroni's lawnmowers? The old man's been asking to get the hell off the property. Yeah. They're all lined up against the fence. Yeah. He goes, when that storm came through, a huge branch fell off, broke off, and landed right across all of his freaking lawnmowers and damaged a bunch of them. He goes, and they're still here.
Oh, with the branch?
The branch and everything's still on his lawnmower. So Jabroni got a little taste of his own medicine, I guess, from the hurricane. So that's the only update of Jabroni's story. I don't have any more Jabroni stories.
Yeah, we need to keep track of these things.
Oh, it's super important.
See, that was a gift from God, and even God's going.
Yep.
Once a jabroni is always a jabroni. There's nothing you can do. Once one, always one, man. I thought they would probably turn them into planters. That's when you've hit bottom. Little geraniums in them. Yeah, not quite. So, all right. Well, we'll do this again. And again, if things light up here in the next week, we'll be back on here. What you just said. Yeah, I know. Was that a Freudian slip or what? But we'll be back on the talk if shit starts happening. So absolutely. Other than that, we'll be on another couple 2-3 weeks or something. Yeah. So to that, we'll catch you guys next time. See you.